Hi, Al Smith here. Welcome to the first real lesson on defense. In this lesson, we're going to cover what type of lead to make. The type of lead you're going to make is the first and most critical defensive decision you are going to make. Okay, it's actually broken up into three parts. What type of lead to make, what suit to lead, then what card to lead. Today we're going to cover what type. Okay, there are 7 types of leads that we're going to talk about today. And what I want you to do is to kind of commit this to memory and then to think about this. The first, and these are in priority order that you want to consider making. The first is called a temporizing lead. Okay, what this does is if you have an ace king in a suit or ace king queen, you can lead the ace or the correct card, depending on the situation, to win the trick. By winning the trick, it gives you the capability of seeing the dummy that's going to be faced, and it also allows your partner to give you a signal indicating whether they want you to continue that suit, or whether they want you to switch, or potentially what suit they would like to have led. So it's a really, really important technique in terms of gathering information. And it costs you nothing, but because you still have another winner in that suit. The second type is called a partner directed lead. And this is your partner tells you what to lead by making a lead directing double or a Leitner double. These are conventions that are used during the bidding that are defensively oriented that tells your partner that they have something in the bid suit. Only done when it's an artificial bid. And lower level contracts using the lead directing double and the Leitner double against slam contracts for 5 level or higher. Okay, the second is a partner requested. Notice that I'm differentiating between directed and requested. The directed says, hey, I've got something in this suit, lead it. Requested is they bid the suit, indicating they have something in the suit. However, that is not as strong an indication as the directed. Okay, the fourth type, when you don't have a temporizing or a directed lead or a requested lead, is generally going to be an attacking lead. And the purpose of the attacking lead is to establish tricks in your suit or partner's suit. And if it's a suit contract, another option is to lead trump to reduce the declare's trumping ability. You do this by leading trump. It just takes 2 of their trump, so they can't trump. The fifth is called a lead directing. Now, this is kind of an unusual type of lead. For example, it occurs when you preempt and you've got a not so hot suit, okay, and it really doesn't have trick-taking potential. So you could actually lead that suit, and the card you lead, a low one or a middle high one, indicates what suit that you would like to have led back. So it becomes a way of you communicating to your partner what you would like to have led back to you. The sixth type is called passive. And a passive lead is trying to make the lead a suit and a card that is not going to negatively affect you or your partner. And by negatively affecting you, finessing yourself or finessing your partner. For example, if you lead a suit that is bid by your right-hand opponent, which is the declare, you're going to finesse yourself and your partner because you're leading in the strength of the person who bid that suit. So, passive leads are they're easy to identify when you should do a passive lead, and pretty easy to determine what suit to lead and what card. Okay, the last category is desperate. Okay, desperate lead is when you've got a really crappy hand. You have really no potential for developing any trick-taking ability, so your goal is going to try to figure out through visualization what your partner has and leading a suit and card to help them establish that suit or tricks in that particular suit. Okay, now let's just talk through a couple of examples here. All right, to give you kind of an orientation and background how to think about these different types of lead. So we're going to talk about defense mystery 1 first. In this situation, both sides are not vulnerable, and you are west, and your hand is the 5, 2 of spades, 8, 4, 2 of hearts, etc. And the bidding has progressed by north, way over here, bidding 1 heart. So what does that really mean? Well, 1 heart says, hey, partner, I've got 5 plus hearts and 12 plus length points. And then east, your partner passes. Well, what's that mean? Well, it says I don't have 5 plus spades, 8 plus length points. I can't do a jump over call. I don't have 5 plus clubs or diamonds with 10 plus points, no takeout double, etc. So it says a whole lot about what your partner doesn't have. All right, and then the second opponent bids 1 spade. Well, what's that say? Well, I got 4 plus spades and 6 plus length points. Really doesn't say anything else. Could have a bit in hearts, could have a lot more, but it says it does say he does not have a bust hand. Okay, so you pass. Okay, and then it says you can't do a bunch of stuff either. All right, now the opener then comes back and bids 2 spades. So we know the opener's got at least 5 plus hearts and 3 plus spades. Okay, and less than or equal to 15 points. Okay, now pass, then comes back to the other partner, they go to 4 spades. So they jump confidently 4 spades, okay, indicating that they have more than 12 points. So, you know, together they probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 points, right? And so they've confidently, kind of a summary of what we know, they confidently bid 4 spades. South has 4 plus spades, 14 plus points. Hearts is a potential second suit for the declare because he bid 1 heart to begin with. Okay. Now, if you look at your hand, you've got 6 points. Okay, they've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30, so you know your partner has only 5 to 7 points. All right, now missing spades can probably be finessed or dropped because the bidder of spades is behind your partner. Okay, and if your partner has a spade honor, probably can be finessed or dropped. And if there are any missing hearts, you don't have them. They're probably in your partner's hand. Okay, declare, the person to your right, probably isn't real strong in heart, but could very easily have an honor or 2. Okay, now what you can derive from this, because they bid hearts and spades and they bid it confidently, is that you need to establish trick-taking potential quickly. All right, if you don't get your tricks quickly, you're going to probably end up in the situation where the opener gets to throw away their losers on winning hearts. So what are we going to do here? As strange as it may sound, the suit that has the greatest potential for winning tricks is diamonds. Okay, and the reason for that, it has only 2 honors that are missing, the ace and the queen, versus clubs, which has 3 honors missing. So if you look at this in terms of the visualization exercise, where you're saying, what can my partner have that complements what I have? The conclusion you come up with is diamonds. Okay, now, so what we really want to lead here is diamonds. Okay, we won't worry about what card, just that in that particular situation, diamonds becomes the best lead with the greatest potential for winning tricks. Let's look at defense mystery 2. Both sides are not vulnerable. You've got it. You are east this time, and this is your hand. It's a little bit better. You've got 6, 8, 11 points. South, your left hand opponent opens a club. Your partner passes again. It denies the ability to overcall a bunch of other stuff. North bids 1 heart, saying that they've got 4 plus hearts. All right. Now you know that together they probably have at least 20 points. 13 plus 6, that's 19. It's close enough to 20. Okay, and you pass. All right. Again, you're denying a bunch of stuff. Okay, we don't even have to say probably. You don't have four spades. And you don't have an overcallable suit at the 2 level, even though you do have 10 points. And you really don't have the right shape for a negative double. Now, the opponent jumps to 3 clubs. And you go, oh my goodness, what happens here? 3 clubs is showing that South, the opener, has 6 plus clubs, a semi-solid hand, and 16 plus length. So together they've got between 20, they've got at least 22 plus points. You pass, and then the responder says 3 diamonds. Okay, 3 diamonds is a naturally bid suit, and it says, hey partner, I've got something in diamonds. But because he didn't bid no trump, he says, I don't have a spade blocker. Okay, because now because they're in a minor, they're actually investigating whether they can play in no trump. And South goes, well, I really don't like diamonds, and I don't have a spade blocker either. That's what 4 clubs says. So he bids 4 clubs, denying the spade blocker, bypassing 3 no trump, and you pass, and they pass. So they end up in 4 clubs. So you know that North doesn't have enough to bid 5 clubs. You know that they didn't play in no trump, and they avoided no trump because they don't have spades. So the question is, what suit should you lead? Well, you know they've got spade weakness. They've told you that from the beginning. So what you're going to want to do is to lead spades. They've got hearts as a potential second suit. Okay, so what you're going to do is go ahead and lead spades. And what you want to lead in this particular case, so you don't block yourself, is either the ace or the queen. Actually, in this case, because you don't have the king, you can actually befuddle the declarer by leading the queen. And if the king is in the dummy to your left, many times the declarer will not play it because they think that your partner has the ace. Okay, so that gets us to the point you're going to then lead spades. So that's, again, how you go through the process of defining what type of lead. Now, in both of these examples, we're making an attacking lead. So we're going to go back down through these a little bit in more details later on. Okay, now, there are differences in the defensive goals and strategies between no trump and suit contracts. Okay, the common goal in each case is to set the contract. You're going to do anything you can, hopefully, to set that contract. Okay, and an attacking offense is generally the best defense. However, like there are exceptions to all the rules. Remember, the only absolute bridge rule is that there are no absolute rules. Okay, let's just talk briefly about what the general strategy is against a suit contract. Well, one of them, and one of the really important ones, is minimizing the declarer's roughing ability. If you can eliminate trumps from both the declarer and the dummy's hands so they can't rough, it actually improves the ability of your hands to take tricks in the other suits. So minimizing the roughing ability is a major goal. Another one is establishing tricks inside suits. Okay, and the third is to make sure your tricks take your tricks before the declarer can eliminate losers by using losers, throwing losers on losers. Okay, or creating shortness and then be able to trump your good tricks. So it's a pretty complicated process, but though that's basically the goals that you're going to want to pursue. Against the no trump contract, because there is no suit, it changes a little bit. You want to you don't have to worry about a trump suit. Okay, against the no trump contract, it's basically a race. a race between whether you can establish a long suit first as a source of tricks, or whether the declarer can establish those a long suit first. Now, if neither the declarer nor you have a long suit for establishing tricks, it's the next goal is to keep from giving the finessing yourselves and preserving your trick-taking potential. And that generally occurs when you're going to make passively. So those are the basic differences in strategy. You just need to think about those a little bit in terms of how they affect your opening lead. Okay, against the suit, we're going to talk about a set of leads. Okay, and the first one in priority is a temporizing look, and it allows you to get a free look at them. And you're always going to want to do it if you have the ace king, ace king queen, or even the ace king queen jack, because you get a free look. It allows you to gather a tremendous amount of information and get feedback from your partner. Okay, now, one of the times that you're only going to lead an ace without the king in some very unusual circumstances. And it kind of almost falls into the desperate category, but you're only going to do this when you have no other lead available that won't damage you or your partner. Okay, the partner directed lead through a lead directing double or light to double, same as we talked about before. The attacking lead is a power or development lead, is to create the trick-taking ability in your hand and or your partner's hand. Okay, now sometimes you're leading this from a single honor and you're hoping your partner has an honor. That way, in combination, you're promoting a trick. Generally, the attacking lead is going to occur when the opponents have confidently bid a contract. For example, they opened one heart, then two diamonds, went to two hearts, and now the responder, knowing that the opener has 6 hearts, jumps to 4 hearts. So they've got plenty of points. They've got at least 8 hearts between them. Okay, you need to get in there and get your tricks as quickly as possible before they can establish the diamonds, throw off losers that they might have in clubs and spades. Okay, another is where the declarer has a strong standalone suit, 1 heart, 2 diamonds, jumps to 4 hearts. Well, now you're pretty sure they've probably got at least 6+ hearts, solid or a semi-solid suit. And you also know that the opponents have, the responder has a fairly good diamond suit because they bid it at the 2 lows. So they've got at least 5+. Again, you want to be able to get in there and get your lead, your tricks, before the declarer can throw away their tricks, their losers. Okay, another one is when the declarer has a 2-suited hand. Here they've opened one heart, went to 2 clubs, the responder, 2 diamonds by the declarer. So they've got at least 5 hearts and 4 to 5 diamonds. The responder bids 2 hearts saying, hey, I do have a fit of 3+ hearts. And the responder then bids and says, hey, I actually have a fit for you in your clubs. And the responder comes back and bids 3 hearts, and then they go to 4 hearts. What they've got here is a double fit in clubs and hearts with a possible strong side suit in diamonds. So that's pretty obvious that you need to get your tricks, and they're probably going to be in spades. Okay, and then when opponents have a double fit, it's like we described before here, they've got one heart, 2 clubs, 3 clubs says, hey, I've got at least 4 clubs, 3 hearts comes back and says, I've got at least 3 hearts for you. They go to 4. You're going to have to get your tricks in diamonds and spades before they go away. Okay, and then also strong side suit. I'm going through all the details here. Okay, but so that you can understand that there are auction-based. There's a lot of information from the auction to help you determine when you need to make an attacking lead. Okay. Now, also, it's to shorten trump. Eliminate dummy trumping ability. And that generally occurs when you figure out that that for example, in this situation, there's at least a 6-2 fit. Okay, one club, one heart says I've got 4. 3 clubs, I've got 6 plus. 3 diamonds says let's investigate, no trump. 4 clubs says, hey, I've got a strong hand, but I don't have a spade stopper. And 5 clubs says, okay, I hear you. I think together we probably have somewhere between 27 and 30 points. Okay, I've only got 2 clubs, so I'm going to raise you to 5 clubs. Now, by leading a trump in this particular situation, if he's only got 2, you're eliminating the ability of the responder to rough. Okay, and roughing is generally you want to limit the ability of the declarer to rough in the hand with the smaller number of trumps. Okay, and here's another example, where they end up in the opener second suit. One club was open, one heart was bid, saying I've got 4 plus hearts. The opener bids 1 spade, saying I don't have 4 hearts but 4 spades, and the responder says, hey, I've got 4 spades, and 3, 4 spades. Okay, so they've kind of limped along to get 4 spades. They've got 8 spades between them. Okay, they're counting on they are counting on being able to cross rough to some extent. If you lead trump, each of them are only going to have 3. If you can lead it again, each of them are only going to have 2. If you can lead it a third time, each of them are only going to have 1 left. Now that would limit their ability using cross roughs to get only 5 trump tricks. If they can cross rough the entire hand, even though they have only 4-4, a 4-4 fit, they could possibly get 8 trump tricks. So letting them only have 5 is a lot better than letting them have 8. Okay, lead directing doubles. Okay, this all shouldn't have come up at once, but that's okay. Okay, the lead directing tells the partner what suit you want led back. Okay, that generally occurs when you make a non-powerless lead in a suit that you preempted. For example, you open 2 spades and you've got the queen, 9, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's not a lot of trick taking potential in that suit. So let's say that you've got that's associated with that, you have the ace, queen, and another suit. Let's say clubs. If you lead low, it says you're pointing to a lower ranking suit that you want led back. If you lead higher, like 7 to 10, it's the higher ranking suit. So you actually have the ability to tell your partner what you want led back. Okay, the passive lead is used when you have no good quality power or development lead. Okay, and you want to avoid finessing yourself or your partner. Okay, and this occurs in several situations. The first one is, well, if they're in a grand slam, they think they're going to take all of the tricks. So you historically want to make a passive lead, so you're not leading away from an honor and giving them a cheap trick and letting them make 7 when you should set them. Also, a slam or a 5-level contract. Okay, for example, here you've got you're going to lead. They're in 6 hearts. Okay, and you're going to lead the 3 of hearts because it's trump, it's passive, and you want to protect your queen and your king. Okay, now another situation where this becomes true, and we'll revisit this multiple times over the course of the lessons, is where you have most of the outstanding points. In this case, they've gone to 4 hearts, and you know that they've got in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 points, and you've got 6, 9, 11, 12 points. The most your partner can have is 3. So you really can't help your partner, but you can make sure you don't hurt yourself. That's another situation where you want to make a passive lead. Another one is where opponents have stretched for the contract. Okay, now here we have 1 club, 1 heart, 5th saying 4-4, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. Okay, they've kind of limped along. If and for I actually categorize a lead to trump as either passive or attacking. In this case, I would actually call it an attacking passive by leading trump. Okay, because what you really want to do is cut down on their ability to cross run. Okay, another general situation we've talked about up here, where you have most of the points, is one where you can identify where the declarer is strong and the dummy is weak. Okay, so for example, they start out with a 2 club. The dummy indicates that they have a bust hand, okay, by an immediate or a second negative response. Okay, and then they sign off, do a weak sign off a weak sign off. That occurs when there's a weak sign off after an open reverse or open or jump shift. Okay, you know where almost all the points are. Okay, so it really you're not trapping anything if you lead through the dummy. Okay, one of the goals in leading through the dummy is to hopefully trap something that they have that your partner can overtake. So if it doesn't appear that opportunity exists, what you want to do is make a passive lead, and in essence, give the declarer his just due by leading something that they already say that they're really strong in. For example, trump falls into that category. Okay, and the same is true when the bidding says that both hands are fairly balanced. They got 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 spades, 4 spades. They're kind of limping along up to 4 spades. Okay, this is another good place to actually make a passive lead in this situation. A passive lead might be categorized as a trump. Okay, that way, you're not finessing yourself, you're not finessing your partner. Okay. The last 2 are the lead directing one, where you tell your partner what you want led back, and we talked about that a little bit. It can be in a suit that you preempted, where you actually it's a weak suit. You can't make a power lead, so you can that they can't run that suit because you just got too many of them. You can make a lead directing lead by the card that you lead, and of course there's the desperate. Okay, and that you've got a weak hand. The bidding indicates this is the only way that you can take tricks. So you're trying to figure out what your partner's got and help fill in the holes. Okay, now same is true against no trump. Okay, now we did get rid of the temporizing lead here because that's actually takes on a special form against no trump. Okay, and so we've got the partner directed lead, just like against suit. We've got the partner requested by our partner bidding a suit. We've got the attacking leads again, and this is really the most common against no trump. Okay, and we divide that into several categories. One is suggested, a suit bid by your partner. If they bid it, they generally have something in it. A power lead, partner hasn't bid anything. It says, hey, I've got a strong suit, and depending on what card you lead, it says it communicates information about that. Generally, a power lead is the ace, the king from the king queen, or the queen from the queen jack 10, and so forth. And development lead is where you try to establish tricks. For example, the queen from the queen jack, or more commonly, the 4th from your longest and strongest. In no trump, we also have the lead directing lead, using the same way that we use it in against the suit contract. Is you preempted something and it's a crappy suit, and you're going to use that lead to tell your partner to lead something that you have. Again, we've got the passive lead. You have no good attacking lead. You don't want to finesse yourself or your partner if possible. Generally, this is always going to be the situation with 5 no trump or above, unless you have a good power lead. Okay, for example, a good power lead against 6 no trump is if you've got the king queen of the suit. The king is a pretty good lead because you're going to establish the queen as a trick. And that's especially true if you've got an outside ace. So you're going to want to get those 2 tricks as quickly as possible. Okay, now it's also true when you've got most of the outside standing points. very weak. So you don't want to try to lead away from something if you know partner doesn't have anything to complement you. Okay, when the opponents have stretched, these are pretty much the same situation between no trump and the suit contract. The biggest difference between the no trump and the suit contract is in the suit contract, you also bring in the dimension of trying to minimize the roughing ability. Okay, in the desperate, again, you're looking for a way to either preempt the opponent's ability to run a long suit or to help your partner develop a suit because you have very little. Okay. Now, this is where we generally will take questions after the lecture. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. Since this is the recorded lesson, send me an email. I'll be happy to send you back a response. All right. Now, this is also where we're going to now move into the shark environment. If you were in the live lesson, I would send you the Shark Bridge link. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here to a new share. I'm going to go to Shark Bridge, and I'm going to open that up. I'm going to put in my name is Al Dummy and sign on to Shark Bridge. Okay, now because I hadn't set this up yet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put every player one player, each player at south. When I do this, I'm automatically put into the Shark Bridge at a south table. So here's the first hand. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now, what we see here is we've got the auction up here. East open, 1 no trump. West did a Jacoby transfer to 2 spades. East accepted the transfer of 2 spades and went 2 no trump, 4 spades. All right, now, okay, so we know that they probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 points. They did this fairly aggressively and confidently. Now, okay, we look at our hand. Okay, it's not a very good hand, but we got the ace, king of hearts. Okay, now the ace we know can win, and then we still have the king. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a temporizing lead so we can look at the dummy and get some information from our partners. So we lead the ace. Okay, and we lead the ace, and the declare plays low. Did I do that? Okay, lead low, and then our partner gives us an encouraging signal to continue the hearts. Okay, now while generally, the encouraging signal, what I'm going to teach you later on, is upside down. So we're going to play low. Okay. Now, we're going to then play the king because they said keep leading those hearts. We lead the next heart. Okay. And now we've got the hearts. We're going to lead them again. They have to start throwing stuff away. And let's see, what are they going to throw away? They're going to throw away a club. Okay, so what we can see here is by being able to make that temporizing lead, we can collect information as to whether we should continue that suit or not. All right, so as we can see here, we've taken 4 tricks and they are down 1. We took, or well, I take that back. We're not, they're not down 1. They trumped that. Now, as it turns out, they're actually going to make this contract. Okay, because they've got the spades. They're going to lead the spades. They've got the ace, king, queen of diamonds, and they've got the and the king of clubs is on side, so they can finesse it. But we got the most tricks that we could get. If we didn't get those 3 hearts to begin with, they're probably going to be able to throw the hearts off on a club or on a diamond. So, we got 3 tricks. If they didn't lead the hearts like that, our opponents, in terms of who's playing the hands, are only going to get 2. So let's go on to the next deal. Okay, here we got the next deal. Okay, and now we have the situation of 1 no trump. We passed. The West bid 2 clubs, and our partner doubled. Okay, that's called a lead directing double. They accepted the transfer, and West went on to 3 no trumps. So West is saying, hey, I've got something in clubs that can, a potential stopper there. And I'm feeling confident we can play in 3 no trump. So what are we going to do? What we're going to do over here, because our partner told us to lead clubs, it was a directed lead. We're going to lead that 6 of clubs. Okay, and it just turns out he got a little bit ambitious. He really doesn't have another stopper in clubs. He's just trying to fool around with us. And they play the 5. And now you play the king of clubs. Okay, and the declared ducks. Okay, now your partner is going to play the 9 of clubs. Why the 9? Because he's going to show he has everything between the king and the 9. And there Claire goes, oh crap, I might as well take this trick because I'm counting on some things that need to be done. So I'm going to throw away a diamond from here. Okay. And now the problem is where and how can he develop tricks? Well, he's going to take 4 spade tricks. Okay. He can't take another club trick. He can take three diamond tricks. So let's quickly go through this. Okay. So he goes through. He takes the ace of spades. Ten comes out. Says, okay. Well, I'm going to do is lead the low spade because I need that trick. Plays the jack, comes back, gets a diamond played, takes the queen. Okay, now what's going to happen from here is that he can take the king, queen of diamonds, come back over, take the ace, king of diamonds, take the king of spades. There are 4 tricks left. Okay, and he only needs 1 in order to make the contract. So what he's going to do is lead the 3 of hearts and take the ace of hearts. He's going to make the contract, but we got our 4 tricks. If we played something else, like let's go back here, and we didn't lead the club, which our partner asked for. Let's say we lead from the top of our sequence, lead the queen of hearts. Okay. We may actually develop tricks for them, because now our partner really has no capability of taking in each club trick. So they can take 1, 2, 3, 4 spade tricks, and then they can take 3 diamond tricks at 7, and they can actually develop another heart trick. So they can end up taking 10 tricks by making the correct type of lead. In this particular case, an attacking lead. Okay, we're going, and in the right suit, we limit them to 9. Let's go to the next deal. Okay, on the next deal, we don't have much of anything, do we? Okay, it's our partner bid 1 club. All right, so our partner bid. Okay, it was one club, one no trump, pass, two clubs for Stamen, pass, and then two spades, and then three no trump. Now, actually, with this particular auction, I should have put it in. Our partner, if they've got a really good club suit, should probably bid take a lead directing double, but since they've already bid one club, indicating they do have clubs and you've got shortness, he can lay back in the weeds and not make that lead directing double. Okay, so we should then, in this particular hand, because our partner bid that suit, in essence suggesting we lead it, we should lead that 6. Okay, and let's see what happens. Our partner then jumps up and plays the 9. Okay, we go the 9. Whoa, what's going on? And the declare ducks. Okay, and we go, oh, my partner must have a whole crap load of those things. And he then leads the queen. So now he knows he's got everything from the 9 to the queen. Okay, and the declare is kind of in between a rock and a hard space. He's got only 2 clubs left. Okay, so he's going to take the king. Now, we're going to deny the spades by playing the 5. And now the question is, can our partner get back into the lead? Okay, this guy can take 1, 2, 3, 4 spades, 3 diamonds, and 1 heart. So that's 8. So he can take 8 more tricks. That will give him his 9 tricks to make the contract. But again, if we didn't lead clubs at trick 1, the opponents will be able to take more than 9 tricks. And in terms of duplicate, we'll probably get a bottom board. Let's look at the next deal. Okay, so in this one, a little bit different. Okay, this is where we, in essence, are going to make a lead directing lead. Okay, we began this auction by bidding 3 hearts. Yeah, I know it's pretty crappy, but we got 4, 6, we got 8 points, and we got 7 hearts. So we bid 3 hearts. Okay, now it went pass, pass, and then east chimes in, bids 3 spades. So now we know they've got at least 3 spades. I mean, 6, probably 6 plus spades, 15 plus points. And West says, hey, I'm strong enough to go to 4. All right, so they're in 4 spades. Now, you look at the hand and you go, well, what can I do with this hand? Well, you don't want to lead hearts because you've really got crappy hearts. You don't want to lead spades. You don't want to lead diamonds. You obviously don't want to lead away from the ace, queen of clubs. So what does a boy do? Well, because you preempted on this suit, you can actually make a lead directing lead. Okay, and what we're going to do here, okay, and I'm not going to go into the details of this because I'm going to show this in a later lesson in detail, but you're going to lead the 2. And what the 2 says to your partner says, hey, partner, if you get a chance, lead a club back. Okay, so and we're going to say that because he's got the king jack, he's really smart. Okay, he plays the 4. Let's say he's really stupid, and he plays the king. He's taking the chance. He knows if he doesn't take that king right now, lead that king right now, that he may not get it. So he says, and that's not stupid. That's kind of the percentage play. So he plays the king, and lo and behold, your partner pops up with the ace, and the declarer goes crazy. He says, what the heck is going on? And because you led low, your partner knows that you don't have a strong heart suit. You may not even have the queen, but you've asked for a club. So your partner comes back and says, okay, I'm going to give you a club. And he leads the 5th. And the declarer said, oh my goodness. And he plays the king. So you play the ace, you take the trick, and now you plunk down that queen of hearts. and your partner shows one, and lo and behold, all the hearts are gone. So now you've got two tricks, and you're going to take the queen of clubs plus 5 more heart tricks. Isn't that sweet? Okay, you've taken, what you've in essence done is taken the first 2, 5, 6, the first 8 tricks. They're in 3 no trump, and you 4 spades. Well, no, you there. That's right. They're in 4 spades, not no trump. So you've taken the queen of hearts. Now you take the queen of clubs. Okay, so that trick does not go away. All right. Now, even though it looks like they were cold for 4 spades, which they go down 1. Well, that's a lot better than being in 3 no trump and being down about 4 or 5. So, but you can see how that lead directing lead can make a major difference. Okay, so just think about those categories, not all the specifics of the mechanics, but how those relate to one another. Temporizing, lead directed, lead suggested, development in term, a power lead as a power lead or a development lead, then in lead directing and so forth. Let's go to the next hand. Okay, and look at this particular hand. All right, so again, we're in the situation where the contractor West opens up 2 clubs with a strong hand. East goes 2 no trump, showing a balanced hand with 8 plus high card points, and West goes to 6 no trump. Okay, because East is to declare, okay, we've got the king of hearts and the king of diamonds. Okay, we have 5 spades. All right, now the odds are, since we have 5 spades, is that nobody else has a long spade suit. They did 2 no trump, denying 5 spades, and 2 clubs going immediately to 6 denies having 5 plus spades also. So what we want to do in this particular case is make passively. We don't want to lead the 10 and help them establish a real long suit by leading through West and our partner, finessing our partner if they've got something in diamonds. And we don't want to finesse ourselves by leading away from the king of clubs or the king of hearts. So what we do is lead the 8 of spades. Okay, we lead that 8 of spades, and they jump in there. Okay, and they've got I'm going to show all of the cards at this particular point for a second so that you can see what I can see. Okay. All right, so now they've got 3 spade tricks. They're missing the king of hearts. They're going to obviously have to take a finesse, and they're going to have to take the finesse in clubs. So if they set up the diamonds, they can get 4 diamond tricks. They can get 3 spade tricks at 7. Now they have to start setting up tricks, and they're going to need to have one of those finesses work. Okay, so let's say they go ahead and immediately try to do that. They lead the queen of hearts, comes around, they duck, and you jump on it. All right, so you got 1 trick. Now what? You can see that ace, king, queen of spades, so you continue your passive leads by playing the 4. They take the queen. All right, now your partner doesn't have much of anything. It signals that they really don't like they signal that, and now they say, well, I can take 1, 2 spades, 3, 4, 5, and 3 tricks in hearts, 3 tricks in diamonds, but they still need to develop a club. Ultimately, they're going to have to come back and play the club. So what are they going to do first, just from the standpoint of declare play, is what they're going to do is they're going to run all their winners and try to get down to the last 2 cards before they have to take that finesse and see if they can get you to discard the wrong suits. So they lead a heart, it comes over here, and they take the ace, and we throw away a heart, lead the 7 back. Okay, and really we're going to undo this. Okay, actually, there is a way they could make this contract, but I just screwed it up for them. So they come back, and ultimately, given what they've got right now, they're going to take the Jack of Hearts, and they're going to throw away a spade, or throw away a club. Oh, I'm going to play a heart from up here, throw away a club. Okay, I'm going to throw in my heart. They're going to leave the ace, king, queen, diamonds. But ultimately, they've got 2 clubs left here, 2 clubs left in the declarer's hand. They're going to have to leave that 7 of clubs to take the finesse. They're going to take the finesse. It's got 50% chance it's going to work. Lo and behold, it doesn't work, and you set the contract. So you can see the advantage of making a passive lead because you don't have, you're not finessing yourself, especially against 6-note trump. You don't want to finesse yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the next hand. Okay, and I think this is the next hand. Yeah, this is the next hand. Okay, and in this case, okay, when we look at this, we've got nothing. We've got 5 hearts, we've got the 10, 9, 8. So, at least we've got a sequence there. Now, they want 1-note trump, 3-note trump. So, really, the question is, where is the best opportunity for our partner to take tricks? Because we're definitely not going to take it. Okay, and if we examine this, we're going to say, aha, this is a desperate situation. What we're going to do is lead the 2 of clubs and hope our partner has something. So we lead the 2 of clubs. Okay, and lo and behold, let's see what it looks like. Okay, the 3 is played from the dummy, and our partner plays the Jack of clubs. Okay. And the opener, the declarer, ducks. Okay, now as soon as that opener ducks, our ears should perk up and say, aha, my partner's got strong clubs because the declarer did not overtake it. So let's take a look at the declarer's hand. Okay. Okay, so now we're at trick 2, and we can see the declarer's got 5 more clubs and got an outside king of hearts. It's got a pretty good hand because we had nothing. And they're at 3-note trump. We can count on our partner having the majority of the outstanding points. So our partner, being a very wise individual, continues the clubs. Okay, and the declarer holds off as long as possible and doesn't play it. Then they play another. Okay, and out come the last 2 clubs. All right, now we've got 2 tricks. Our partner's got 3 good club tricks left. Now, as long as he can get in with the king of hearts or the queen of spades, we're going to set this contract. And they can take 4 diamond tricks, but then ultimately they're going to have to give it a try to drop that spade or to take the heart finesse. Ultimately, they're going to take a heart finesse. And when it loses, my partner's going to win the king of hearts and then take 3 club tricks. And that's going to give us 6 tricks, and they're going to be down 2. Okay, so again, you can see how these different types of leads help us in determining the best defensive strategy. The most important decision you're going to make is what type of lead to make. All right, I'm going to close up Sharp Bridge, and then we're going to revert back to the Zoom lesson, and I wanted to and I'm going to come back to screen sharing, and I'm going to come back to the okay, and just to point out again, that normally this would be a place where I would answer questions if it were a live lesson. Okay. Now, at the end of each lesson handout are the hands that we just played with the opening leads, in some cases a little bit more, to give you help in being able to review what you've just seen. So I hope everybody enjoyed this format of the recorded lessons so that you don't get crosstalk and you really don't have to sit there and just twiddle your thumbs while other people are playing the hands as in the live lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to end the lesson. I want to thank you for attending the recorded lessons. And if you have any questions, send me an email and I'll send you a response.